weekly stock commentaries where I share my personal opinion and insight of what's happening on some of the stocks listed under the Philippine stock market. If you want exclusive investing related contents in the Philippine stock market, check the pinned comment. Number 1, PhilWeb became a major center of market attention after an official corporate Gokong dumidikit ngayon sa no? Gokong Way dumidikit sa tawag nito. Close to Malacanang. Yan, itong web, wala na to, speculative to eh. Kumbaga, nalugi to dati and pivot daw sila on online gambling. Pero, may kiyati sila kay di ba? Kay tawag nito, kay Plus. Sila yung magiging major competitor nila. Na mahirap ng mahirap nang pasukin yung gantong business. Si Bloom nga nagtangka, nag-back out din, no? Etong si PhilWeb, wala to. Gumagawa lang to ng speculative story. So, ang laki na nang ni-run up niya, sure, daming maipit dyan. Eventually. So, ayan, no? Gagawa pa lang to ng kanyang potential turnaround story. Pero, despite that, no, binavalue na siya at 20 billion in market cap. Ibig sabihin, madami-dami din yung dyan Madami-dami yung maipit dyan. Pag tawag nito, pag nagkabentahan. So, ito yung press release na yun. Gokong Way, through share subscription, redeemable preferred shares sa subscription price of 8 pesos per share. Ang lupit mo naman. Obviously, goods na goods para sa insider na bumili. Hindi pangit sa lahat ng bibili pa sa ngayon. Okay. The transaction is intended to strengthen PhilWeb Corporation's capital base. Magagawa ng ganong para sila lalaban sa Plus, no? Laki-laki ng kinikita ni Plus ngayon. And support the company's capital raising initiative, strategic growth plan, and related corporate initiative. The issue price of 8 pesos per share was determined following extensive discussion between PhilWeb and Mr. Lance. Lupit mo naman, no? So, immediately, siya, 10% ownership. So, yung mga sumasali ngayon sa speculation na to, di ba? Good luck. Paano yung tatalunin si Plus dyan? Number 2, Manila Water. Utility player releases comprehensive operational review. Successful El Nino infrastructure response. Siyempre, pag uninterrupted yung service, tuloy-tuloy yung daloy ng tubig. Mas madami silang mabibil, di ba? So, MWC, maganda yung kanyang Q1. We'll see sa kanyang Q2 na I think maganda rin yung Q2 nito. Pero despite that, ayan, no, sinesell down ngayon yung utilities. I think reaction yan ng market sa interest rate hike kasi malaki utang ng mga water utilities. Pero kung continuous yung growth ni MWC in the coming quarters, I think babay up ulit yan. Number 3, AUB. So, mid-tier commercial lender drew heavy analytical eyes after formally rolling out its future-ready artificial intelligence corporate roadmap. Actually, lahat naman ng bangko may kapasidad na gawin yan eh, di ba? Si AUB, siya lang yung naunang nag-press release, di ba? So, pinipitik si AUB ngayon kasi sunod-sunod yung dineclare na niya lahat, no? Yung kanyang dividend all throughout 2026. I think nagtaas sila ng dividend payout ratio. So, ayan, bumalik na siya sa 52. Madaming bumibili ngayon kasi kasama sa i-declare niya is stock dividend, no. Pero si AUB dito pa lang dati Na-analyze ko na yan eh, di ba? On my channel, on my Patreon. Ang tanong, maganda pa bang bilhin si AUB sa ngayon? Kung continuous yung kanyang or ma-maintain niya yung kanyang performance, possible. So ito yung mga dineclare niya, 1 pesos, 1 pesos, 0.5 and 100% na stock dividend to be announced maybe mga end of the year. So trading na siya above its book value, 48, 52. So 52.5 divided by 48. That's a price to book of close to 1.1. So siya yung bangko ngayon nagtitrade at a premium kasi mataas din yung ROE nito. So nagtaas sila ng dividend payout. Baka maganda yung Q2 nila, di ba? We'll have to find that out. Yung Q1 nila is flattish. Okay. Number 4, Hotel 101 ng Double Dragon. Hinahype nila ng hinahype to eh, di ba? Focus to overseas expansion of the Hotel 1. Wala. Medyo doubtful na ako dyan sa Injap siya tsaka si Tan Cactiong, Di pa nga ata nagmamaterialize yung kanilang yung City Mall as intended or as expected. Kaya nag-shift sila ngayon sa Hotel 101 overseas expansion. Okay. So we'll see. Hindi pa nata tumatakbo ng 1 or 2 full quarter yung Hotel 101 na yan. Tingnan na yung contribution niya. Okay. The venture accelerates the firm's global Condotel. Ang raise ng capital. Grabe, laki na ng utang nito. So Double Dragon, so ganyan pa rin siya. Sideways. Number 5, PSE, Beta Major Business Headline. Announce an aggressive push to implement structural retail market reforms. Sabi niya, to fight back against competing digital assets like crypto, online gaming. The bourse is officially seeking to loosen highly restrictive local margin trading. Uy. Dami ng dyan, masusunog. And overhaul the certification process of stock market agents to mirror Vietnam's high liquidity retail model. Vietnam kasi talamak din yung mga trader dyan eh. Diyan nga ginagawa yung madaming study na madaming day trader na talo, more than 90%. Number 6, Mint, Globe Fintech, institutional target. So, kumusta sentiment kayo, Globe. So, Globe medyo paipitik pa rin. And then, Ayala Corporation. So, pinitik din, So, pinipitik ngayon yung dalawa due to GCash IPO. The local market strategies and investment bankers confirm that the domestic capital market is fully capable and highly liquid enough to absorb. So, mabebenta daw siya at premium, Pag nabenta yan at premium, malaking cash yun, Be-benefit yung mga parent like Globe, Ayala Corporation. Analysts noted that institutional funds are actively carving out capital reserves ahead of the tech sector's upcoming. So, madaming nagkaka-interest. Pag eto successful, baka sunod na dyan si yung Paymaya ni PLDT. Number 7, Vitro Inc. EPLDT Data Center Play. Ito yung REIT. The local market is heavily pricing in the capacity of the tech ecosystem to absorb massive upcoming equity offerings from the data center operators like Vitro. Na feeling ko may mabibili dyan, Based on initial data, parang magiging mababa yung kanyang dividend yield or starting yield, lower than the current rates na listed. Pero syempre, ma-market nila yan na kapag ganito, ganyan. Pag natapos yung mga ongoing namin na data center, tapos future proof to, di ba? Kakaroon ka ng exposure sa mga nag-hub ng AI adoption tsaka cloud, kakanyan-ganyanin nila yan. Syempre, dami nang bibili dyan. Kumusta si Tel? Diba? Of course, kapag successful yung listing ng Maya, rate ng Tel, data center rate, that's beneficial for Tel in the short term. Kasi makapagtapya siya ng utang. Number 8 means advanced valuation. Financial advisors tracking the fintech space highlighted that the high growth digital ecosystem are commanding prism. Syempre, ano yung mga reason para presyohan nila yung Globe or GCash. Feeling ko presyohan nila yun mga 30x PE, no? 25 to 30x price to earnings multiple. Feeling ko yan yung ipa-price tag yan. Okay. Number 9, APX. The mining and oil sector emerged as the absolute star performer of the week. Yung oil mabagsak pa rin Yung gold, I think, nagre-rebound siya. So, ito yung crude oil na, ayun bagsak 68, 69. And then you have gold. Nagre-rebound ng konti, pero significantly lower pa rin siya compared sa, nung nag 5,000 plus siya. Okay. So, APX, nag-rebound na naman to, malamang ayon. So, medyo pinitek. Ngayon, kung hindi na siya makangat dyan sa 4-1, blah, blah, blah. So, nakuha niya yung 4-1, fourth quarter, no? So, kapag hindi siya umangat dyan, baka nag-top na siya ng, or magta-top na siya ng fourth quarter. And next year, prepresyon na sila ng, flattish or potentially declining growth. Number 10, PX. Capitalizing on the sector's explosive. Ano pa rin to tawag nito, speculative. Pag may rally yung gold, nangikirally siya. Pero kapag hindi natapos yung kanyang silangan project, wala, di ba? Walang may generate to na profits and cash flow. Actually, correct na pala siya ng mas malalim compared to APX. Na kapag na-delay yung kanyang silangan project and hindi pa nag-start yung kanyang silangan, bumagsak na yung gold, I think, babagsak pa to ng malalim. At last, consolidated mining, another one from the mining sector. Syempre, pag nagre-rebound yung gold, madaming na-excite. Kaya, nagki-rebound din sila, nakikibili sa magkaipitan. Number 12, nickel. Nagko-correct ngayon yung mga nickel stock. Experience sharp volume turnarounds as local trading participants aggressively bargain hunted names at highly attractive beaten down price floor. So, siya daw yung pinag-interesan na i-sell down. So, bumabagsak siya. Gawa ng, bumabagsak din siya rito due to may news na magtataas ng quota yung Indonesia 360. Ngayon, yung level ngayon is still higher compared to last year, no? On a 1-year basis. And then, kung nandun pa rin yung kung nandun pa rin yung situation na to, tulad nung nangyari last year, possible pa rin nilang mabit yung kanilang second quarter last year. Yun yung malalaman natin, no? Kapag nag-report na sila. Sa ngayon, mukhang walang naniniwala, no? Sinesell down siya Siguro, baka wala na nga, no? We'll have to find that out. Number 13, PXP. Upstream energy. Wala nga. Anong upstream energy? Wala nga nadidig to Speculative lang to Puro exploration lang ginagawa niyan. Paano wala pa siyang nahatak na oil. Puro explore. Kaya ganyan. Taas baba. Nilalaro lang yung kanyang stock price. Next, number 14, OPM. Another one na lang dito. Mga nilalaro-laro. Mga pinipitik-pitik. Kunyari may sumakay, no? Number 15, the broad PSEI recovery. Na parang nag-recover nga, no? So, ayan, nag-close siya ng 6188. Last, Last Friday, up siya ulit ngayon, 1.2%. So ano na siya, 6,235. Nagre-recover na nga, no? Kasi nga, mababa yung crude oil eh. So pag bababa yung crude oil, inflation rate, mag-slow down na naman, makapag-recover yung mga businesses, magre-recover yung margins ng mga businesses, magre-report sila ng higher growth, maybe third quarter and fourth quarter. And of course, interest rate hike, ititigil na siya, no? Or baka nga ibagsak ulit by third and fourth quarter. So, pina-factory na yan ngayon ng market kaya nagre-rebound siya. The market's explosive turn came after the World Bank officially upgraded the Philippines to an upper middle income. Grabe, no? Big word. Di ba ramdam? With the country's GNI per capita hitting 4,850 na nasa lower end ng bracket to ng middle income and soundly beating the international threshold. Pero parang yan, pang press release. Di mo ramdam yan eh, di ba? Or hindi siya ramdam ng madaming Pilipino. So tapos na yung Q2, I think pag nag-report ng matas, medyo surprise na matas na GDP ang Pilipinas kahit 4% lang, no? Feeling ko pipitikin to eh. But then again, that's questionable. Doubtful kasi nga may history yung current administration na mag-report ng lower than expected na GDP report.